Hi, folks. Nick Tockert here with the Historical Fencing Guild. Before we get into it, as always, the Historical Fencing Guild is brought to you by The Simple Sword and The Fighting Axe. These two wonderful books are available through Amazon at www.amazon.com/author/Nicholas Tockert. You will see that information running in the ticker on the bottom of your screen. We are also made possible by my wonderful Patreon members who didn't know I was doing this video. Hi, folks. I couldn't leave this here without doing at least uh, a little brief show to just express how thankful I am for all of you. 2021 was the kind of adventure that, looking back, will show a lot more damage, a lot more growth, a lot more change. It's hard to believe, but folks, The Fighting Axe feels like it's been out forever, and this actually published in March of this year. I'm really pleased with this book. Well, this poor copy has seen better days because it's been my display copy and my pocket copy. I quite like this book, even though I wrote it. Um, I couldn't have done it without you, and I understand the finances are horrible right now, and a lot of people are fighting the good fight. And I had to actually get the screen back up because I'm making some fairly large changes. So yeah, hi thesis surprise stream. That's right. I didn't want to pull folks away much from their family. Hi Foxy, but I couldn't let this year end without thanking you guys, without just taking a few minutes on New Year's Eve and you know, hi Joe, hi Johnny. Yeah, like I was saying, I wanted to come out because this year has been. I was looking back, and it's been so long I forgot everything that happened, and so much of it has been made possible by you awesome folks. So I just couldn't let 2021 end without just talking about uh, the incredible things that have been made possible by you guys. Oh, I'm hold on. Let me share some of this. Boop. Surprise stream. Because I know a lot of people forget to turn on the rolling chat, so I want you guys to see this. And to the folks who requested, my Patreon members who sent me something to send to, I sent you Christmas cards or whatever else you celebrate during this time period. Even just getting a card in the mail can be kind of cool. I just guys, you guys have made so much possible and so much tolerable. I look back and I started this year with hands that could barely hold anything. Uh, I was walking on two crutches, and it was looking like I'd never hold a sword again or draw again in any length because the muscle control went out the window on both sides. And I'm still working on the sword stuff, but I have that option to work on it. And I put this out on the Patreon list, so I actually made it. I don't do a lot of public stuff on my Patreon, but this was actually in public. These folks and the people right here, Thesis, Foxy, Johnny Cage, these wonderful people, Frog G, my man Steve Augusto, who I have to always shout out because he was my first Patreon. Uh, like Steve Clausen, who's been incredible, uh, Steph Marie, Ronald Rain, who I never talk up enough, Cindy Kep, Brian K. Morris. I mean, you folks, Silver Ogre, a few of you had to leave because of finances, and I'm not offended. I am blessed by what you could give, and if you can come back, I'll still be here. I'll still be appreciating. But I'm thank you. I'm really glad you like that, And I really want to be there for my Patreon patrons especially. Now, as I've discussed with them and the folks who may see this later, I do these videos to serve folks, and I try to keep it voluntarily free, because I remember what it's like to be too broke to have access to the knowledge or advice or training. There was my whole life there's been a paywall between what I enjoy and what the world wants to let me have. And I really have worked hard to kind of pull that down, and I'm able to because of you guys. I had to quit my job this year, in part largely because of my physicality, and in part because of some things that were going on, scheduling issues and the like. And I've I'm about on year 3 of almost complete lockdown, save for a few very bright moments where people like Brian K. I got together with Brian K. Morris a couple times, and bless him and bless Cookie, and I got to meet some people. But almost my entire communication, adult wise, for nearly 3 years has been through programs like this, through the ability to sit in front of the screen and text back and forth or hop on other people's shows. And I have been blessed by the folks over at Red Valkyrie Presents. Had the privilege of DMing for what, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months? I don't know. A big block of DMing there, and I will be a player over there in 2022, assuming everything can continue as it was. Uh, I tend to put a lot more caveats, but you guys, the support, the finances are what they are, and pretty much every cent that I get in donation goes to me either buying gear to review or fixing and replacing things to keep the channel up. My lovely back screen. Well, this is my headset died again because the Nick Field just kills things like that. So this is actually a electrical tape together Xbox headset, but we make do. And this year has been all about recovery, I think, for us. So if this is your first time on this channel, normally I'm much more animated. I'm talking about what swords are coming out, looking at the deal of the day, and all that excitement. And trust me, come next week, I'll be sitting here in this spot, a bit earlier than this. This is usually my sign-off time. Launching into what's coming and what to be excited about, what works and what doesn't, and, doing my shtick. But I wanted to take tonight as a look back a bit, and just to thank all you people. So, thank you, Frog G. Thank you, Thesis. Thank you, thank you, Foxy. Thank you, Johnny Cage. My God, I've had amazing conversations with Johnny Cage. Huge thanks again to Cindy Kep and Frog G. Brian K. Morris, if you're not following him, www.risingtide.pub, you need to. He does more he does more for me than any adult that doesn't share my last name. He introduced me to Luke Stone, who is he's walking with help. He's coming up. It may be months, it may be years, but we'll be right here waiting for Luke Stone to get better. But anyway, you guys are I try to serve. I want people to be able to learn to pick up a sword and become their own hero. Find their fight, what works for them. That's what this whole book is about. This book isn't telling you guys, oh, this is the only way to fight. This is setting up a Rosetta Stone, basic physical education, so you can learn, so that when you read other books, I mean, right now I'm reading, this. This is a great book. Very in-depth, Theory and Practice of La Verdadera Defensa by Alberto Bompresi. I ordered this with Guild Funds so that I could review it. I have actually really enjoyed George Patton's book on, I want to say 1917 Saber. It was fascinating. But I'm able to review these books because of you guys. And I got going. I just want to put this out there. Absolutely, I will. You guys know how to get a hold of me. I will accept donations. Because keeping this going, well, you guys know I'm doing things on a shoestring. Well, actually, I'm running things right now on a retractable laundry string while I try to keep my sort of computer systems up and not get dinged for copyright violations. But I'm hoping to have some changes. That's why this. You'll notice the angle of my wall. Look at all this space. I've done things. For a while there, the wall was looming. So we're getting better. Yes, by all means, I will accept anything, and do so gratefully. But I don't want to stay on too long, just because everybody has. Uh, your, I know you guys are all hopefully busy. You are all very loved people, even if you don't know it. And you're not alone. Okay, this can be a rough time, and I know that. And yes, I took New Year's Eve. I took Christmas Eve off, and I spent it with my family. And I think you guys can understand the necessity of that. I do. I have a son and a wife, and contrary to the depiction of married folks in film and TV, I like my wife. I like my son. I like my family, and I like spending time with them. So, not a bit. Just, I will tell you, when I am done here, I will probably be on Xbox, either playing Halo Infinite with my wife because we've been playing Halo together since Reach. I hooked her in with Reach, and she loves it. So, you know, that's what we do. Or Minecraft with my wife or my son, building little worlds. Because that's what we do. A very quiet evening. Normally, we would be watching Clint Eastwood movies and laughing at him squinting, and there's nothing like a good piece of hickory. But it's only 10. We might throw a Clint Eastwood movie on. I haven't decided yet. Given the storms that come, that might just be tomorrow's plan of just hunker down, watch old movies, and eat, because my neck of the world is about to get positively slammed. So I'm really glad I could get this video out, and I'm really glad. Oh, thank you. You know what? Thank you so much. I'm actually honored because I know that show means a lot to a lot of people, and ironically, it was one of the last disagreements I had with a buddy of mine who fairly recently passed, Ben Starkey. Rest in peace, brother. Anyway, um, yeah. So we actually had to cancel some family events. Yeah. Let me see. And absolutely. And if you look, what Indiana is getting hit with is going to be bad. And most of my family is in northern Indiana. I'm somewhere between northern and central. But wow, guys, it's going to be bad. It's going to go from 50 to 9 degrees in like 2 days, and they're talking anywhere of up north 11 inches of snow, and we're looking at crazy winds and ice. And I can deal with snow. I can deal with snow up to my tibbies, but I can't. This ice coated everything. Might as well just sit down, have a good cup of coffee. Which, boy, do we have some good cups of coffee right now, and chill. Although my plan, literally for the next week or so, involves turning this mess that has become my study and work area into something a little more dramatic, a little more useful. I'm going to get some workspace to make some changes that I've desperately needed, so that hopefully, because as the weather happens, me and Stairs become much less uh, communicado. Stairs and I don't get along real well, and so I want to make sure I have a good workspace because, hey, I have to wear these braces. Here's a hint for 2022. Maybe it's time a old armor, about 2 or 3 incarnations of me, you know. I really wish I had my own version of the blue box, if you get what I'm saying, but was in armor. Maybe I should make a set of these that I can fight in a little better than these thermal plastic dudes. So, oh, see, yeah, my problem is we've been known to have 50-degree sustained winds, 50 mile an hour sustained winds, 70-mile-an-hour gusts are not unheard of. Last year, I watched semi trucks get knocked on their side like kids' toys, going down the road, just bloop, bloop. I mean, not knocked off the road, literally just the gusted hit, pick it up and drop it on the side. Um, well, it'd slide across, catch traction, just bonk. But I mean, literally, watch them get stacked. Uh, so the wind chill with 9 being the thermometer reading, I can't. Yeah, -60. Uh, I literally was at the start of this year. I was shopping for an indoor elevator. I was trying to figure out how I was going to get a lift built into my home because I was looking at a wheelchair real hard. And I've been fighting the wheelchair. Most of the people here don't know me, but I've been fighting that off that wheelchair for 20 years, roughly. That my back was all goofed up, and they said I'd have 6 months and I'd be in a chair. And I've been doing physical work and therapy to fight that off this long. With the nerve damage in my hands and legs, it's a matter of time, but it ain't today. And that if all I have is a limited time to use my relative, look at this, I can even touch my pinkies again. This is what occupational therapy and a huge, I know this won't reach them, but a huge shout out to the occupational therapy specialists in Lafayette, Indiana, which is quite a ways from me, but it's the closest big place. Uh, I I would not be functional, and I'd be worsening if it weren't for them. And it's for someone like me who's a crafter, an artist, a swordsman. Uh, the lack of hand manipulation. I mean, I have no grip, but I can move them. I can work with that. I don't have to go to the scissors guitar. Guys, from remember at the beginning of the year, I was literally designing with my old braces how to strap daggers to my arms just to be able to keep doing what I do. So it has been a huge battle. And you guys, believe it or not, the jokes and commentary and just being there have made me being able to stay me a little longer possible. And I'm eternally grateful for that. Now, it may look different as the videos come. There's some changes pop down the line a little bit. There are other things. And I was requested to not wear my head thing today, even though I'm sweating like... Because I showed up on someone else's feed and they were like, holy smokes, he has hair. We just thought you were bald. No, I just get really, really hot when I'm nervous, and the sweat shine is devastating. But, yep, you get it, Foxy. So, I don't want to keep you guys too long, simply because it's tradition and you should be cuddled. And frankly, I should be cuddled with my family too. If that's what, when you have family, that's what you do. But I desperately needed to let you know you all do more good than you realize, more good than you can see. And it's I'm not going to get misty-eyed on a broadcast. Thank you. Uh, there have been times it hasn't been easy being me. You know, doing what I do. I've had people, I've lost people this year. I've lost people to death. I've lost people to decisions. and there's always a lot. Got some more battles coming down the pipe. Things I can't talk about here because it's not the place. But know you guys are a light in a world that can be very, very gray, very, very dark. Never stop that. Okay. If I were to step out and get smacked by a offered tasters, thank you. Hey, thank you guys. And that's what I'm doing right now. That's part of why I'm here. A little of this is self-service because I had this wellspring of emotion kind of going on. And my wrist comp is acting up. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get a new phone, but there we go. There, stop that. Uh, Let me make sure that's muted. Okay, sorry. Because my grip is shot, I have devised a modification for my wrist. But I'm such a gnome. Uh, yeah, so thank you guys. And I want you to know as I go into 2022 with some pretty crazy ideas. I'm chasing a few dreams. A lot of them are guild related. A few are back to my other career, which is the whole writing and game design. I'm trying to learn how to make my 3D printer go and fix its issues. And I couldn't do all this cool stuff without you guys. So from the bottom of my heart, I want you guys to take this last hour and 50 some odd minutes of 2021, which is a very strange year, and have some fun. Do something you like. Eat something tasty. Hug people. Listen to that song you always think you should listen to. And let's all move together, guys, into 2022 with with hope. Okay? I want you to be hopeful. I know that's hard. We've all been through so much. And I really believe it started going down in 2019. It sort of went pit in 2020, and we've had to struggle our way back out through 2021. But there is a chance if we work hard and we stand together that 2022 can be something uh, really glorious. I envy you, your caramel brownie. And I would just want to let you know I intend to be right here on Friday nights on my usual 8 to 10 block. And, and thank you for letting me hop on a little late and just being here. I didn't expect any of you to be here. I thought I'd shoot a message out to you and you'd find it sometime next week. Yep, our our condolences go out to Betty White, but I want to talk about that. It's a good talk about before we go. I can give myself a couple minutes. Uh, Betty White was not a sad person. She was a comedian of tremendous wit and presence. She was all about us bringing joy. She brought joy to millions in her assorted roles and wasn't afraid to laugh at herself. I will always find her performance in the Lake Placid movie to be golden because she just was fearless, and that's great. So let's take that. Maybe it was a sacrifice, but let's not let it be in vain. Let's say, okay, 2021, last grabs got a hold of Betty White. Let's make sure 2022, let's take it out on 2022. Let's get our piece. So I'm going to try to be on consistently here and on my other channel, which let me make sure this comes up. There we go. I'll put it in the links. Uh, I'm hoping to be on the other channel, doing more, getting back to art time with Nick, doing my kind of anime Bob Ross thing, because I have the means to do so, And because I'm getting my hands back, I'm getting this back, I feel I immediately have a debt to put it to good use, to extra appreciate. The darker tones that we have gone through should give us a sense of appreciation for the lighter tones to come, and a sense of judgment and discernment when the clouds come back in, as they unfailingly do. Um, Consistent, if not as regular as the tides. So, guys, I'm going to duck off, and I'm going to say, before I go, thank you so much. Um, Especially my patrons. You guys, I couldn't do this without you on so many levels. And if you've ever thought about wanting to help me do what I do, please, the Historical Fencing Guild on Patreon. Look for the white boot. Uh, yeah, the darkness can show you the light. Sometimes we need it. And use that, guys. But if not, that's okay too. If as long as I'm being useful to you, I still have that purpose. I'm still rolling. I'm still building up the energy that lets me be what I need to be for the people I love, which is all of you. As I've said, if the bigots can hate people irrationally that they've never met, I can love people irrationally. And if there's one thing y'all know, I have the capacity to be irrational. So, for one last time in 2021, be kind to each other. Be kind to yourselves and each other. Keep your guard up. Do your drills. And as always, folks, thank you for supporting your local swordmaster. See you next year.